know, electric power, it did more to change the South. It was amazing.
It was just the greatest thing that, you know, I had ever experienced.
Today, Ada Mae and Buck Walter's childhood home has all the comforts of what electric power provides. Heating and cooling, satellite TV, and Wi-Fi.
We didn't worry about that because that light was instantaneous, you know. You could have water in your barn, that kind of stuff. We put a pump in the well, you know.
Like all his neighbors, Buck Walters had a real hand in bringing power to the rural areas. In the 1930s, local farmers and rural citizens formed nonprofit cooperatives to secure government loans, established by Franklin Delano Roosevelt, to build rural electric lines.
The poles were cut and hauled by local people.
People in the community would assist them in clearing right-of-ways. They would clear the right-of-way. And the farmer, whoever farm they were going through, they had to clear their land, and they would usually help any way they could to get electricity.
The Tennessee Valley Authority Act and the Rural Electrification Act changed the landscape of rural America forever.
I swapped a cow that I had for the first TV we had. We talked about how easy it was on us to just reach up and flip a switch, and instead of having to take the mantle off the lamp and light the lamp, put the man back down on it and turn it up to get a little more light. And now you just flip the switch, get a little lazier, I guess you might say.
Billy Knight, an electrician for 60 years, remembers helping his electrician father as a young boy of 7 years old.
It was really magic. We lived in a house with my grandmother. She lived there, and her room, she wouldn't let them put any electrical plugs or anything in it. She was afraid of it. She thought it was more like lightning.
Electricity has come a long way since Billy Knight installed his first fuse box. The 6-hour lifespan of the first bulbs has given way to CFLs that will last 10,000 hours, which will soon share the spotlight with LED lighting that can last for years. Southwest Electric has an LED test program underway at Freed-Hardeman University in Henderson, Tennessee, that's meeting with great acceptance.
We wanted to learn exactly how much light it would produce compared to the existing lighting. We wanted to also find out what type of cost payback it would be to our customers, and we wanted to see exactly what the customers thought about it. With the younger kids, they seemed to like it somewhat, but it seemed like their only problem was that they didn't feel like it was bright enough. So it probably could have been utilized a little bit better if we put more fixtures in, and that probably could have taken care of that situation.
On the eastern side of the state, Mountain Electric has installed LED street lighting.
The most beneficial factor is the energy conservation. We dropped from 175 watt mercury vapor to an 80 watt, which is over half in savings for the city on their electric bill on the lights. Another benefit of it is the direct light to the road. The old mercury vapor lights spilled over into people's yards, kind of a nuisance to drivers. They're meant more for a security light, not a street light.
I've just noticed that when I look out that I can see the brightness of the light, but it's not coming into my yard or into my house.
Your electric cooperatives are on the cutting edge of today's energy technology. The automated metering information and SCADA systems used by many cooperatives now pinpoints outages instantly, minimizing the time businesses and homes are without electricity.
We're looking at a management system where we can plot all of our outages, where we can see where our crews are. There's a lot more. You can push data out to the trucks now, computers in trucks. We're trying to streamline it to better serve the members of the co-op. And that's what we're here for, to serve the members.
It's really all about power reliability and power quality. Then we tried to take that technology and couple it with our mapping system and now with outage management software so that we can give a better service to our members, a better response when they have outages.
Dispatch to 34.
We can identify that outage and dispatch people rapidly to the correct location of the issue, and we can resolve it and restore power more quickly.
Smart metering technology will soon allow homeowners to see where they're using the greatest amount of electricity and to do something about it.
This is the eco-meter. Utilities are particularly interested in controlling peak and helping their consumers to save energy. And so what this device does is it's an awareness tool, and it helps people be aware of what they're using at any given instance and to start to control those costs. The device changes colors. It'll go from green to yellow, and when you're using the most, it'll actually change to red. It's a very clear indication of this is what's happening right now, and when it goes to red, you do feel compelled to go start turning things off. You don't want to see the red screen. And so it's real-time feedback.
Meriwether Lewis is already helping members reduce their hot water bill with the installation of electric heat pump water heaters.
What makes it so efficient is the fact that it's not generating heat, it's simply moving heat. Savings in the home, we got this unit actually sub-metered. Had my old unit sub-metered. My old unit was pulling, in the summertime, 7 to 8 kilowatt hours a day. This one's pulling 2 to 3. The manufacturer's claim is 60% savings, and that's basically what I've been seeing.
Many of our cooperatives are preparing for the introduction of the electric vehicle. Some systems even drive them as part of their fleet system. Charging stations will become more and more commonplace at businesses and homes around the state.
This is the Chevy Volt. I've had it now for about a month and a half. Got about 2,000 miles on it. I'm averaging right around 85 miles a gallon of gasoline. Now, of course, that doesn't include the electricity, but I've used somewhere in the neighborhood of 250 kilowatt hours in addition to that. It's a hybrid. This is the 4-cylinder gasoline engine, and this is the electric motor. Now, the gasoline engine basically generates electricity. So whenever the batteries are depleted or nearly depleted, whenever the computer tells the car to switch over to gasoline, this engine will start up. But its purpose is not to operate the car. Its purpose is to generate electricity so the electric motor will drive the wheels.
Well, it's a real car. You know, if somebody's expecting it to be a toy, it's not. Whether all electric is the wave of the future remains to be seen. I think it's a viable technology. 100% torque. As soon as you touch the accelerator, it goes. Very smooth, it's very quiet. Those two things are striking.
We can run this thing off nuclear power, we can run it off coal, we can run it off natural gas, we can run it off hydropower from TVA's dam. And we can put most of the miles on a vehicle like this from fuel sources that are from right here in the United States, and we don't have to depend on the Middle East for that kind of stuff. To me, that's the biggest selling factor for this car.
Your electric co-ops are also heading in another renewable resource direction, the solar road. Hemlock Semiconductor selected Clarksville, Tennessee as their site to make solar panels. They've also provided equipment for a pilot plant program at Austin Peay State University.
We're preparing them to operate the equipment of those industries, and they have examples of that equipment right here out on a much smaller scale. This is about 1/10 scale, but it is exactly the same engineering design as exists in the real plants. I cannot imagine an alternative energy future without solar. The thing about solar is it works almost everywhere.
Duck River Electric's board has approved building a solar farm in Shelbyville, Tennessee. This would allow people the advantages of solar energy without the large installation investment on their house.
We've had a number of our members that have gone to the trouble and expense of putting solar installations on their home. They want to do it because it's the right thing to do. They're environmentally conscious. But if they are so inclined, they can invest in a system here. We would sell the output of the system to TVA under their Generation Partners program, get the same price they do for it at the home, and they would experience the economic benefits and at the same time be able to contribute to the program that we would have here.
Your electric co-ops are not only looking up to find energy sources, they're also looking down to the earth.
Essentially taking advantage of the earth, because it's a transfer of energy. What you're doing, you're moving hot from cold, so you're basically transferring the heat, either removing it from the building out here and dispersing it into the pond, or you're bringing it from the pond and putting it into the building.
More and more schools are seeing the advantage of geothermal.
It's been a source of interest, not only in classrooms, but just in conversations in the hallway. As when it was being installed, students would ask, what is that? What's going on in our pond? And we were able to say that that is going to be a source of energy for our new addition. So absolutely, it's not only piqued some interest, but they're learning as it's happening, and we will be able to, in the future, say we've got an example of geothermal energy, and those teachers will be able to go into depth of what that means for our community.
We are kind of pioneers in this area, that we're trying something new that hasn't been tried before, that we're going to try to be more efficient as far as our heating and cooling is concerned, and also trying to save some money as far as our electric cost is concerned. So yeah, it is a great deal of pride to Portland High School that we were the first high school to really have the geothermal unit.
The new technologies are bottom line driven to save the environment and to save the members money. Your co-ops have worked hard to get the word out.
People look at us and they think that's all we do is provide electricity. They don't realize that we are interested in economic development. Economic development helps us in many ways. It brings jobs to the community, which in turn allow people to pay their bills, their electric bills, and provide for their families. And it's a win-win situation for us.
There are loan programs to help create jobs for local economies and businesses, so they can retrofit existing energy systems or build new ones, like Hardin Medical Center's new cancer center.
In the past, if you'd asked me what they were all about, I would have told you they're just a power company. They supply us with power. But over the past few years, I've learned that they are so much more. They have done such a great job in helping us with some of our projects, providing some financial funding, interest-free loans, so that we could accomplish things here that we would not have been able to do without their assistance, or do it as quickly as we could have done without their assistance.
Energy audits show homeowners where they can make improvements to reduce their home's energy usage, all with an eye to improve the communities they serve.
Anybody within Tri-County's organization or any other electric cooperative, our pay is not based on the amount of kilowatt hours that we sell. So when we actually say we do want to help you lower your energy bill, we're telling the truth. And it really does benefit us all, because if we can lower demand, then it keeps TVA from having to build new generation. And if they don't have that cost associated with building the new generation, then our rates can stay lower. And that's what we want to do, because we are member-owned.
It's more than keeping the lights on. It's turning on the next generation of users to new and improved sustainability practices through innovative programs like the Geothermal Aqua Center at Johnson County High School in Mountain City, Tennessee.
We sell tilapia for a food product. We sell koi for an ornamental product. And the kids get to be involved in that salesmanship. And you know, they see where their money is going and how they're benefiting from that money. And it just, I mean, it's an all-win situation.
What this has done for the kids up here to get this valuable training. We have a lot of students now that go on and make ag a career. So I think that's really helped in that area.
Probably the most enjoyable thing about this fish farm, the Aquaculture Center, is the opportunity that I get to take as a high school student to learn about self-sufficient agriculture and the upcoming agriculture technologies in the industry.
It's sending students to 4-H electric camp and to Washington and the state capitol to see firsthand how the legislative process works on power issues.
I think a lot of high school students don't know, and probably a lot of high school graduates don't know how it works and some of the things that the legislature does.
I hope they know that their legislator is a real person that they can talk to, and that they have a voice that needs to be heard, and that they can help their other friends in high school know that their voice does count.
It's wonderful to get this experience and learn everything about it.
Your co-ops have come a long way since the first switch was thrown to provide light. The future is where technology leads us to even a better life. So what was said in a passionate speech in the early 40s by a rural Tennessee farmer still rings true.
Brothers and sisters, I want to tell you this. The greatest thing on earth is to have the love of God in your heart. And the next greatest thing is to have electricity in your house.